stay up past your bedtime. Space is proud to sponsor the Midnight Madness program at the 2011 Toronto International Film Festival. At the witching hour, get your fill of shocking and rocking movies. The Midnight Madness program at the Toronto International Film Festival, September 8th to 18th. Brought to you by Space.
Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, wow, we had a proper red carpet at last. Oh. How many people here like post-apocalyptic cinema? All you need to know is the world is at its end and there's a bunch of survivors. Usually a rag... How many people are here are fans of a ragtag team? Well, we're going to be introducing you to a very special ragtag team tonight because we have the world premiere of the day. And I've been able to maybe spend some time with this director who is, I gotta say, the most coolest Zen guy I have ever met. Even on the night of his world premiere, he's walking up and down the line with the camera, just like so chill and so relaxed, but he's so excited to meet you guys. I want to introduce you to the director of the day, Doug Arianowski.
Hey guys, how are you tonight? So happy to have everybody here. This is just unbelievable. Colin, thank you so much. We're so thrilled to be here. This is just beyond our wildest dreams, and everybody involved in Midnight Madness has been incredible. Before we go any further, I have to bring out the guy who is really the reason that we're all here. Please welcome Guy Danella, who is the producer, and the guy who really brought everybody together for this movie. Guy's the one that spearheaded this, along with Luke Passmore, the writer. Luke's out there somewhere. Luke, where are you? Thank you for all your wonderful words. Real quick, I know you guys want to get going. I just want to say hello and introduce the cast to you real quick. Dominic Monaghan is here. Dom, where are you? Stand up, Dom, where are you? There he is. Sean Ashmore is here. How are you, Sean? Corey Hardrick is here. Where's Corey? Yeah. Michael Eklund is here. Michael, where are you? Yes. And the lone female that's with us this evening, Ashley Bell. How are you, Ashley? Shannon Sussman could not be here tonight. She says hello. She loves you guys. She wishes you all the best and hopes you enjoy the movie. Again,
she's having a baby.
Yeah, she's having a baby. Post-apocalyptic pregnancy. Real quick before we're here. Almost our entire crew is from the Canada area, whether it's Ottawa or Toronto. We have our entire camera department here. Our production designer, our production department's here. Menzies is here. Forrest is here. It's just amazing. I got to thank everybody. Again, we could not have done it without everybody out there who put their heart and soul into this movie. So this is for you guys. And we've never seen this movie with an audience, so this is our first time too. So we're here for you. We can't wait to see your reaction, and we hope you like the movie. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Doug Arianowski, the director of today. And let's hear it for the survival of humanity.
Hope you guys enjoyed the film. Thank you so much for staying up so late with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's bring up the cast. Dominic, come on up. Sean Ashmore, Corey Hardrick, Michael Eklund, Ashley Ass Kicker Bell. Guy Janela, Luke Passport.
Hello.
All right, so first off, I want to ask you, we've seen post-apocalyptic stories before. What chose you to go to that genre? Doug?
I mean, I guess this was sort of a response to a lot of post-apocalyptic movies, a lot of siege movies, and really wanting to tell a movie about, build a world to tell a story about characters, as opposed to the other way around. So that's really where it simply started. We were in my kitchen drinking, and you said, I want to tell a post-apocalyptic siege movie, and that's really the genesis from there.
The great thing is, like, when I saw it, I knew nothing going into it at all. And I think that was kind of the charm. I was really impressed by the good, slow, but strong portrayal of the characters, each kind of knowing their strengths. Can you talk about the writing of that?
I really, I mean, I love post-apocalyptic movies, but they all seem to have the same kind of prologue. They either have a voiceover or they show a montage of, like, this is what happened when the world ends. I like just diving right into things and letting the audience actually catch up and work and to try to understand, instead of me just feeding all of you the information, actually engage the audience as to try to figure out what's happening. I think it's, I try to show respect for that, so, as opposed to just spoon-feeding it to you guys. So that was my concept. Did it work? Do you guys know what's going on?
Dominic, what attracted you to the project? What rang true for you?
You know, we've all been hanging out for the last day or so. Sean, Corey, and Ashley, Michael, and I think we've all been kind of answering this question in the same way, which is that the script was so strong, you know. I mean, it was really well written and something relatively original, and the characters all had a really well-defined arc that made sense, and even though some of them didn't survive the entire movie, they all had their own... What do you mean? I think first out is the coolest way, by the way. Yeah, it was, you know, we all had a story to tell, and it was told, and then we exited, and I really admired that type of script writing, so that was why I got involved with the project.
And Ashley, I mean, you totally astounded me seeing you. Ass Kicker so clean. In last exorcism, we saw your bones break, but this time we see you break other people's bones.
That's right.
What brought you to it? I mean, this is a really physically intense performance. What?
It was exactly that. I love the opportunity to play both physically and emotionally challenging roles. Luke, when I read your introduction of Mary being that this small girl has a rolled cigarette hanging out of her mouth and is clutching a life-size shotgun, I put the script down and called my manager, and I was like, this I have to fight to play this girl. And I love being able to study to transform for a role. Our first field trip was going to a shooting range and learning how to fire a shotgun and working out, learning how to do my own stunts, working with this amazing cast and crew. It was just to dive in and be a badass. That's what I've always dreamed of. So every little girl's dream.
Yes.
The question was it always a conscious decision to be unspecific about the end of the world?
Yeah, you guys have seen everything from Ebola to aliens to nuclear, winter. It doesn't matter. What matters was the characters. What matters was what happened to those people after the fact. It's inconsequential as to how it happens. So what's more interesting is just to see them and see, in this case, see their downfall.
Yes.
Was it a challenge to have no animals in any of the scenes? Like, I didn't see any birds, I didn't see any raccoons.
Humans are animals. Just like to point that out from a natural history point of view. Humans are animals. Sorry.
So did you have to have an anti-wrangler to keep all the raccoons and the deer away?
That was a creative decision, so you might be onto something. You can keep digging and figuring that out, but that was a purposeful thing. Yeah.
No bugs in the house. Were there any injuries on set?
Yeah, sadly there were. I wish I could say no. I wish I could say that we were completely safe and no one was injured during the making of the film, but no, there were bumps and bruises along the way the entire time. I mean, you know, you guys, the Michael and Ashley fight was literally choreographed to a degree, and then it just became fucking chaos. And it was just like trying to follow the madness as Michael was throwing Ashley around, and she was hocking up loogies on his face, and it was insane. Yeah, we didn't script this spitting. So there's some things that just happen organically, and that happened to be one of them. So,
admittedly, Michael was opening his mouth and asking her to spit into his mouth.
This was a nice offer.
Any bumps and bruises that you guys had that you can...
Honestly, no. I mean, I had bumps and bruises, but nothing to speak of. I think every day we came home with a few more marks, and every day we were wearing them with honor, our badges. But yeah, I didn't have anything major, so.
I think it was funny that originally they started painting on bruises onto us, and then by the end of filming, they didn't have to paint anything anymore.
What was your role as producers?
Time
or creative?
Well, for me, I came on really early. Luke and I have been friends for like 5-6 years, and so when it sort of happened, I was kind of given the opportunity to jump on, and for me, it was more, I guess, creative. And as an actor, you're sort of always in a position to fulfill what other people want. Every once in a while, it's nice to have your say. And to me, that's really what it was about. It was just putting my ideas and stuff out there. And Guy and Doug were very gracious to sort of take the ones they liked, and they weren't all good. So, you know what I mean? And that's what it was about. It was just about dedicating as much time and energy and creative energy towards the project, because, you know, I think we both felt very strongly about it.
Yeah, like Sean said, you know, being part of that forum of people that were able to talk about the look, the feel, the way that we all wanted it to end up, and, you know, costume ideas, and, you know, just some of the things that actors might have more of a better view on was really the angle that I came from.
Obviously, there's kind of post-apocalyptic films. I'm wondering which ones you drew from for inspiration, which ones you really try to avoid, both on the production and the sort of acting side.
We tried to avoid the remake of Assault of Precinct 13 pretty intensely, because that was awful. Oops. Sorry. That was rough. Honestly, we really tried to blaze our own trail, to be perfectly honest. I think it started with the characters first and foremost, and we didn't really want to focus on the world and didn't really want to think about comparing our movie to anything else. We really just wanted it to be true to itself, and it kind of naturally built out. I mean, in our heads, we were making this action horror movie, and then it really became more of a Western war movie than anything else. So,
How many hoops do you have to jump through to get permission to burn that house down? Do tell
well,
me.
there's an interesting story. So when we found the house on the location, you know, the house had been in the family for about 150, 130 years, give or take. Nobody had been in it about 50 years.
And then where is the house?
It was in Ottawa, in the outskirts of lovely Ottawa. However, you know, we didn't set out to burn the house down. A lot of the fire was practical, a lot of it was CGI, and when we were there making the film, the house was intact. And strangely enough, in some sort of weird Ottawa karmic fuck-up, when we left, the house caught on fire. It actually reignited and burned to the ground the night after we wrapped photography. So the house no longer exists, so there goes the tour. I don't know what they're going to do now. This is still the capital. Inevitable question. Almost 15 minutes, Corey.
Racial.
I know, right? We
were joking about that earlier today, so that's funny you came with that. So. But no, really, when I read the script, it was pretty cool. I didn't see like color with the role, you know. And he wasn't written for like a black guy, you know. So I appreciate Doug and Guy for allowing me to just bring like a universal approach to the character, you know, not seeing color. So, but no, I was excited when I didn't die in the credits, so that's cool, you know. So I had a great time shooting this wonderful film, and thank you guys for coming to support, and thank the cast crew, all the producers who just made this possible. So, yeah.
Look, I don't got my next film now. Take that.
Not only did you not kill off the black guy first, and you killed the big star first, but you also butchered a couple of children. Did you have any trepidation about doing that?
Yeah, I can't believe they let me do that. I have no answer. I mean, you hadn't seen it before, right? There you go.
I will say that there was always a decapitation at the end of the movie, but it was a little boy originally, and then we thought it, you know. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, originally it was one kid, we did two, and then we realized that, you know, we, despite it not being in there, we created a whole mythology of how this world works. Child soldiers, you know, you add all those elements, and female lions do the hunting. So that was kind of that world we were building. So I think everyone wanted them to walk off down the road. Maybe my mom thought that would happen, but sorry.
Anyone else here? Yes.
I just want to quickly say, if you felt bad about the kids getting shot, you should have seen the first 5 minutes of God Bless America.
And there was also a kill shot in the. There's a child shot in the raid as well. So we've got a nice theme here going.
Just wondering, for each of the actors, what was the toughest scenes that you found to playing?
Yeah, I'll start. I didn't have any tough scenes because if you watch the movie, I die relatively quickly, and the real shit doesn't go down until I'm dead. So for me, I got a little chilly and a little, long days and stuff, and then I was done and said adios to these guys, and then they got all bloody and almost killed themselves for the next couple of weeks or so. So it's kind of cushy for me.
I think definitely for me the hardest scene was obviously working myself up to a point where I could punch beautiful, sweet Ashley in the face repeatedly and torture her and tie her up and pretend to, or cut her leg off. So that was, watching it, honestly, I still kind of get, I'm here with my fiance and she literally was holding my hand throughout the movie until that scene happened and then she threw it away. So I know what it was. I love it. But yeah, obviously that's a difficult scene, and that was actually really much harder to see than I thought it might be. So yeah, that was a bizarre scene, and obviously I had to convince myself that from a character standpoint, Adam was in such pain, and revenge was sort of the only thing that he could see at that moment. So that was a hard scene to shoot, definitely.
There was nothing hard about this movie. That's my job. Lambo.
That's hard to follow. I have to agree with Sean that one of the hardest / most exciting scenes was the torture scene. I think it was the scene I was most scared of, which made it the perfect scene to do, because whatever is scary, that's exactly where you need to be. And working with Sean and staring into his eyes and going through all that and being able to figure out my character from that scene, deciding to survive through and then to move forward on.
Mine would be, you'd think it would be the fight scene with me and Ashley, but it wasn't. We made this movie in freezing cold Ottawa in the winter,
And so we didn't have trailers and little places to go hide and get warmed up or anything like that. And for me, I kind of, I never met even some of the cast in this film until yesterday. I never met Dominic until yesterday, and I was kind of on my own for a while. So there was this one scene where it was kind of an improvised scene at 6 in the morning, freezing in Ottawa, and Doug and Luke are there, and they're like, okay, we need an extra scene where you're planning with your posse how to break into the house. Here's a stick. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with it? And remember, it's -20, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with a stick? He's like, maybe you're drawing in the sand how to break into the house and just come up with something. I'm like, it's 6 in the morning, I'm freezing cold, and I have to come up with a way how to break into a house. He's like, yeah, so they gave me some extras. You were one of the extras. If you look, it's the writer. And so I'm sitting there, and we're shooting really fast, and Doug's like, okay, we gotta shoot. I come up with nothing. I don't know how to break into a house and get these guys. And Luke's right beside me, and I'm like, well, he's the writer. He wrote this script. We just say other people's words. So I looked at him, and I'm like, Luke, give me something, what do I say? I remember looking at Luke, and he's like, my brain is frozen. And I said, all right, fine, I'll make up something, and I came up with, come through the house, go through the window, I don't care. And that's the scene you saw. And it was totally on the spot. That was a hard scene.
Doug, you've been here for a little while in Toronto. Can you tell us what you're currently working on?
Yeah, well, we did all our post-production here in Toronto last year, and now I'm currently shooting a movie for Lionsgate, which is a thriller called Nurse. And it's basically Black Swan set in a hospital. It's with... and no ballet, exactly. It's with Paz de la Huerta from Boardwalk Empire, Christina Bowden from 30 Rock. It's got Corbin Blue, who's right over here in the audience. Hey, Corbin, thanks for coming out tonight, man. And Boris Kojo is also in the film. It's a terrific cast, and it'll be out next fall.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for the